Yep, those are prices higher and higher and higher. Inflation still around, so much so that even half of the Democrats say that inflation is affecting their family budget. Of course, about 25% of the rest of them are in denial right now, but that's okay. They'll find out soon enough. Joining us to talk about it is Republican strategist Vlad Davidyuk. If there's one thing that everybody seems to agree on is nobody likes to pay higher prices. Nobody likes $300 or $400 grocery bills. Nobody likes to spend $60 filling up their tank with gasoline. At some point, everybody begins to notice, Vlad.
Well, not only that, but it's the exact opposite of what people were promised and what people were expecting. Joe Biden came into office promising to have an American renewal. And then when inflation started getting worse, he promised he was going to do something about it. Then he got to 30, the highest in 30 years. And he promised he was going to do something to fix it. And now, congratulations, we have 40-year high of inflation. It's getting worse every single day, Jimmy.
Okay. Is there anything from a practical standpoint, other than reversing policies they clearly are not willing to reverse? Is there anything that we can do about it? Is there anything the Fed can do about it, in your estimation?
Well, first and foremost, if you look at what the policies that Biden and the Democrats are pushing in Congress, they are guaranteed and designed to exacerbate inflation. The ultimate outcome is to make things worse. So basically, in order for us to get inflation under control, in order for Americans to finally have a renewal of our economy and to be able to make it, to have families sit at the kitchen table and plan a brighter future rather than how are they going to make it the next week. We need to have a complete reversal not only of the Biden policies, but we need to have a rejection of the Democrat agenda because it's actually destroying the economies of working Americans, of families who are struggling to get by. Energy prices shot up by 33% over the last 12 months. You can't have that sustained and have people continue to be able to prosper and grow and have our economy continue to develop. You're having the prices of food up by almost double digits over the last 12 months. It's unsustainable. We need a complete reversal.
Well, and the reversal certainly is not going to happen with this administration. But you said something interesting here, and you're not the first to say it, and I've said it many times, and many of other people have as well, that this is all very purposeful. They don't want you buying gasoline, so they want it to be much more expensive. They don't want you to buy a whole lot of things because here's the thing about the economy. You can't really fundamentally change the country unless you blow the economy up and start over, right?
Joe Biden came into office promising to kill oil and gas jobs. Joe Biden came into office promising to restructure the way Americans live, and he's actually accomplished that. The problem is he doesn't like being blamed for the pain that Americans are feeling. It's a fundamental truth that the left is deliberately trying to transform America to become something that it's not. And whether or not they intended to have explosive inflation be part of that agenda or whether this is just a side effect of the policies that they're pursuing, the fact remains that people who are working men and women of America who go to work 9 to 5, who try to keep food on the table for their kids, who try to plan for their kids' future, who try to just survive in this age of pandemic and wokeness are struggling to get by every single day, regardless of their demographics, regardless of their politics. I mean, even half of Democrats are saying now that the inflation has gotten to the point where it's impacting how they live their lives and how they budget for their families. It's starting to cross party lines, and that's dangerous for Democrats, especially with the midterms coming up. They're going to pay a price.
Okay, good to talk to you as always. Appreciate it. Republican strategist Vlad Davidyuk joining us here on News Radio 740 KTRH.